Hey guys, welcome back to another episode here with Adam and I on the USA Gundam TV channel. Adam, how are you?
Good. How you doing, man?
I was gonna say, how are you this evening? It's evening here. Good morning there. How are you doing this morning?
Yep. It's good
It's
morning.
Friday, so you're feeling good?
Feeling good. End of the week. So just
Yeah.
actually got back from vacation. Was on vacation Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and got back yesterday. And first day back in the office. So
All right. So how's it? Nothing burned down while you're gone. So everything's all right.
everything's still here.
Yeah.
They did a good job.
Good. Well, yeah, I remember you mentioned that you were going to be out of the office. I didn't ask. I've been crazy busy here too. I didn't ask where you were going or anything, but hope you had a good vacation. I'm sure it was nice to kind of get away from everything craziness for a while, but then again, it's kind of craziness everywhere, so I'm not sure where you could really go to escape that. But
yeah, we went to a cool place in Georgia. It was like an indoor water park place. So fingers crossed, I'm still okay.
Yeah. There was something open that you could go at least,
Yeah, something to
taking
do.
precautions.
Yeah, definitely masks and all.
Well, let us get into it. As always, we're going to just first off, I've got all the questions here ready that you guys posted on the USA Gundam Store Instagram page, Facebook page, and the community tab here on the channel. So we've got a bunch of questions we'll get through today, but as usual, we're going to start off with Adam showing some new stuff.
Just want to show off one item today, and that is the USA Gundam 2.0 nippers. So we just got these in 2 weeks ago, I believe, maybe a week and a half ago. Better blade design, better spring, different other things that we kind of put into there to make it a little better material. And I'm not gonna lie, they are really good. I cannot complain. I know we walked around here with someone had cut a black piece of plastic with a God hand nipper, and then one with ours, and we could not tell a difference. But if you have them, you be the guest. You are judge, and you guys decide. But I think they cut pretty good. But again, I am a little biased too. So.
Yeah. But I mean, that's the point, right? You guys worked on making them so that they would be a really good quality product. So
yeah, like our first nippers that we made the blade not super thick, but we saw a lot of problems with the God hand nippers breaking. So we made the blade a little bit thicker. This time the blade is it's still thicker than the God hands, but the angle of the blade is far superior, which helps a lot. It is a single blade nipper, just like our 1.01s and like God hands and some of the other good quality ones out there. Packaging is a little bit different. We've got the nice new logo on there. If you could tell the background, it's got the first July sticker or June sticker image back there from Terry. So it's pretty cool. I'm pretty proud of them. Pretty excited for people to get them and try them out and see how they like them.
Very nice. Yes, looking forward to that as well. And any new kits or anything in recently?
I know we got
new stuff all the time, I'm sure.
I know we got probably since the last time we talked, we got the Wyndham, the Justice. Of course, I didn't bring any up here with me. Trying to think what else. I know we got yesterday. I think it was like 17, 18 pallets of stuff came in. So I haven't been able to look through that yet and actually see what new came in or what was on those invoices, but I'm sure there's some new stuff there. I know the real grade Evangelion, is it 00 or 00?
Yeah, Unit 0.
Yeah, the DX set comes in today, maybe. It'll be here today or be here Monday. I know we got the regular version in at the end of last week, so hopefully all the pre-orders and everything, I'm sure, got shipped out for those. If you did pre-order one and there's not another pre-order with it, just send us an email and let us know, and we can make sure we get that out to you. I know we should have the new Barbados stickers in here for August, so we'll have those shipping out August 1st. And we'll get images of those up for everybody. But as far as new stuff is concerned, I think that's about it. We did get all of our, or most of our campaign cards for the 40th anniversary campaign that Bandai's doing. It starts here in the U.S. August 1st. So every order will have a card in there. And I believe it's the same way that they did with the mid-year campaign. There'll be a code. You can go to the website, put in the code, and then I believe at the end of it, they cycle through and then let you know if you won. So yeah,
they're not doing any parts this time, right? It's just the card in this campaign.
Yeah, it's just the card. I know that they're. I don't know if I can talk about it, so we won't talk about that. I know right now there's just cards going out, which they're not doing like the build of parts weapons or different things like that they've done before. But I always thought those two campaigns were separate. Maybe they did them.
Yeah, I don't remember offhand actually, but just whenever I think of campaigns, I forget that they do the whole code thing because it seems like it's like lottery. You don't ever know anyone that actually wins.
There's actually someone here in Florida that won the Japan trip.
Oh, really?
And I think that was 2 years ago. So the person that won the Japan trip was a Floridian, which was kind of cool. Actually, not kind of. It was pretty cool that he won and got to go over there. But yeah, I know that you put in a code, and then I believe you wait to the end. So that the campaign run for this year for the U.S. is August 1st to December 31st, I believe. December 31st. So one good thing too Bandai's done is they made sure we had plenty of cards. I know before we've kind of come up short. We were only able to send out a few, but they told us that they will make sure that we have plenty of cards to ship out all the way to the end. So there shouldn't be any shortage on those, which is really cool on Bandai's part to make sure that that the campaign runs smoothly and everyone's able to enter as long as they order within that period.
Now that's for like if someone already placed an order before that time, but then the order ships out during that time, they'll get.
Yes, as long as the order ships. Same thing kind of with our monthly sticker. So if the order ships between August 1st and December 31st, there will be a card in that. Yeah, it's a little difficult for us to kind of go and look and see when the order was placed, and it just kind of it would just be a nightmare for us. So if the order ships out on that time, then you will have at least one card. And
just one card per order, right? Not one card per kit or anything.
Yeah, for us, we'd have to do one card per order. I would assume that everyone else is doing it that way. I could be wrong. But yeah, one card per order.
Cool. Well, you could just, if you want to order a bunch of kits, just order them all separately.
You could do that too.
I mean, wouldn't make your guys' job there any easier, but if someone really wanted to push their odds, one way to do it.
Definitely.
Come to think of it, I mean, just getting back to what's new by now. I know there's like the Wadam Pod, the Messer, Beyond Global. I think they're like the kind of most recent ones. But I'm just trying to think of like what's the next big one, and I don't know. I don't remember what's like something big, exciting coming up. Maybe just the MGEX is in September. Well, what comes out in August? Not really a whole lot, I don't think.
I don't really think that, because the Master Grade Wing Custom Verkaw comes out November, December?
November, I think.
November?
Yeah.
So those are really, I know they haven't really announced any other Gundam rail grades from my understanding. I think it's just been the Evangelion rail grades. Yeah. I'm sure there'll be some announcements soon.
Maybe the what's that? The Bondoc? Is that out in August? I don't remember. That could be. Or September.
I think it was, maybe it is October.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit later.
Yeah. And that's a pretty cool kit. So yeah,
even though not really anything new, big, exciting coming out in the near future, it's time to kind of catch up on other things. Definitely. At least for me, it's good news for me. Time to catch up. Appreciate it. But all right, so then let's get into the questions. I'm sure there'll be lots of other questions about stock things in stock or out of stock and all of that. So let's start off here on YouTube. And let's see, this one is from Puridam. I'm guessing that's a play on freedom, but in Japanese. What is one RE100 model that you would like to see being released as an MG in the future? The concept in general, I think, is very unlikely, but if you could dream an RE model you'd like to see as an MG.
I personally, there's a few of them, but the GP.4 I like a lot. I like that design. I would like that to come out as a master grade. It'd probably be not probably. It would be if they did that, they'd probably redo the GP.1 maybe or something like that too, and then maybe do as P Bandai. Who knows? But that I would like. Geez, RE.
I mean, like, I kind of any of them really.
Yeah, yeah. The Deja's being
like
cool.
the benefit of taking an RE design and turning that into an MG. I mean, the benefit would be pretty much exactly the same for all of them, right? So it's kind of like they're all meant to look like MGs on the outside, but the only thing they're missing is like all of the gimmicks and interframe and everything. So if you're going to put that in them, it's kind of like even playing field. But I agree, GPO4 would be an awesome one because that one in particular was a little bit limited. It was a great kit, but it was a little bit limited by the design, the articulation, everything. It wasn't really able to do as much as it could have done as a master grade, right?
Yeah, and that was one of the first ones in that line. So they got a little better on as they did them. The first
as they started to get into some of the smaller designs too, like the Guneasy and stuff.
Yeah, was the first one the Nightingale?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I think, and then I think the GPO4 was either the third or fourth one out in the line.
Okay.
It was the Nightingale, then the Gundam Mark III, and then maybe after that, or there's one more in between. But yeah, pretty early on. Yeah, that's a really hard question. I mean, because any of them I think would be awesome. The Nightingale would be a little bit
intense,
over the top. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it'd be cool, I guess. It'd be pretty crazy though.
Yeah.
All right, let's go then to Mr. Bop. He said, I was just curious if the HG Char Zaku 2 revive that's listed as a pre-order for July has been delayed at all, or can we still expect that at the end of the month? That's another one I forgot that's coming out.
Yeah. As far as I know, it's already July 24th, so I haven't gotten a shipping notification, so it might be like the first week of August, unless I get something today or tomorrow. I would think it might be early August then.
Yeah. I had seen something about another kit too that was also delayed again recently. So it seems like Bandai is a little bit behind in the production of some of the new kits.
And that's probably to be expected with. I don't know if they're still running on a minimum crew over there, or I know that they don't really have to have a large crew to run the machines, but I think they might still be on a smaller crew, which impacts getting stuff put into containers and stuff like that, I would assume.
Right. All right. Next one here from Ron. A question for both of us. Which modern model, as in from 2015 onward, he specified, which modern model would you guys consider to be number one for each category? Oh, that's a really hard one.
Yeah.
As in like HG, MG, RG. So MG and RG is probably the easiest as there's less choices. So from 2015 onward, is there like a particular MG that stands out to you? You think would be one of the best ones?
MG, there's a few of them. So I definitely like the Barbados. I think that was a really cool move on Bandai's part. The design's really good. Articulation's really good. And then Dynamis was pretty good.
Yeah, I think like either the Dynamis and Curios are kind of like exactly the same, like objectively checking off all like the pros and cons and everything. So either one of those, the Barbatos also, I agree, would be a super good one. The problem for me is I don't remember. I have a bad memory about like what year kits actually came out. So I'm trying to go back, like thinking, what came out in 2015 since then. I don't know exactly, but
the GM Sniper 2 I think was a good release for Bandai. I think it's a pretty solid kit. It has good articulation, but it opened up a lot of other kits for Bandai to make in the Master Grade line, whether they be P Bandai or if I remember correctly, the Jigen Master Grade uses the GM Sniper frame. Or am I wrong? No. All right,
no. It uses a totally new frame for that one.
Okay. My bad. But it did open up a lot of good Bandai variants and things like that for Bandai. So that's a pretty good one.
There's the Jim Command, the Jim Sniper Custom, and then a number of variants as well too. So yeah, definitely. And that was based off of or like parts of that frame were based off of the Gundam 2.0 or like the Jim 2.0, which actually is back from before 2015. But yeah, I think that them remaking that kit or using parts from that to make the Jim Sniper 2.
Right.
Yeah, it's a great base, definitely. I mean, and then RG is really difficult too. HG, I don't even know.
There's
really
too many.
There's way too many. RG though, any ones that like stand out to you?
Probably the Sosby, I think was a big one, and maybe that's just because it's a popular kit. And maybe in my head I'm thinking of what more people buy. The new was really good as well. I'm trying to think of an off one that they did that was just an all around solid kit.
I think the Unicorn is pretty great.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah. Unicorn's good. I like the Impulse just because it's a transformable almost kind of. But how they did it to where it's in the 3 parts, I thought was pretty neat. But yeah, probably Sosby new. Unicorn, like you said, is a solid kit, and then they have like their one-off real grades too, like the Unicorn Perfectibility. That one's pretty neat. But I mean, that's just a unicorn, I guess. So
yeah. Yeah, but I mean, between at that point, it basically just comes down to like you have a couple of really great solid kits. I would also include the Tallgeese and the Crossbone are also both really great real grades as well. And they're kind of equally good. Basically, it just kind of comes down to which one you prefer. Like, if I had to choose any one of those to build again, I would probably build Sosby. Yeah, I would say it's good, very good. All right, next one here from Owen asks, do you plan on getting Vallejo hobby weathering stencils like the ones that Don uses?
So yeah, we used to carry Vallejo. I mean, we still carry the Mega colors. We used to carry a lot of other like the Model Air and Model Collection Vallejo. But we will be getting a lot of Vallejo products back in stock and start carrying more of that line here pretty shortly.
Cool. There you go. Good news. Then Benjamin said, would you like to see a physical Gundam base in the US? So like Bandai opening a Gundam base location in the US. The ones I visited have always been magical, not to mention the exclusive kits. If possible, can you talk a little bit about what a physical Gundam base in the US means to you as a store owner? Things like, would it sour your feelings towards Bandai or as making competition, basically? Or would you feel happy about the higher profile advertisement?
So first off, will they do one? I would say so. I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't do one, especially the increased popularity here in the US. Just I, from a business aspect, would think it would make sense. As far as competition, I don't really think that would be a huge competition. I think it would be more of a positive for the US. And I think I've said it before on some of our streams, like when bigger profile stores pick up some Gundam kits, not carry the full line, but for example, Barnes & Noble and then recently Target, they get a few SKUs, 5 or 6 SKUs. They help bring more people visit the stores than go online and type in Gunpla. So you'll have someone that goes in that store, sees it, gets excited about it, buys one. Maybe they go back to Barnes & Noble or Target or wherever, and they get all the the 5 different ones, 6 different ones they have there. Well, now they are hooked and they're looking for more, different ones. Now they go online and start searching, and that's when they find us, and we'll have the whole catalog. So it's a positive thing. It's a good thing, and it's a really good strategy. I personally think Bandai has. I know it kind of went off on a tangent there, but as far as having a Gundam base, I think would be an overall positive for the U.S. Because you'll have one, and obviously it'd probably be on the West Coast, but it's a destination spot. You're not, they're not going to be selling stuff online, shipping stuff out. It's more you go there as a trip. Get some limited edition kits. It'll open up because you'll have people who'll go there, buy them, and obviously sell them online. That'll hurt probably some of the people over in Japan that are doing that right now, just going to Gundam base and selling them. That they will have more of an impact than I would. I would definitely assume.
Yeah, that I was thinking the same thing, that it would be just sort of like a tourist thing, because I think the first problem is, where do you put it? Like, you got to put it in probably a big city. So it had to be in like LA or New York or something like that. And then like just a single location. I think the problem in America is it's just too big of a country.
Yeah.
Like in Japan, if you're not in a city that has a Gundam base and you wanted to go to a Gundam base, it's not that far. Like if you were going on a trip, you could go there. And like the same thing here in Korea, we've got a few of them around here in Korea as well too. And I can just say, from when I've been to different Gundam bases here, like it's just a normal kind of store. I mean, yeah, it's exciting as a Gunpla fan, and especially like when you're first time going in there, first couple of times. But like, yeah, it's just the same as like any brick and mortar store. They're only going to sell so many, unless they also have an online store that's really not going to be, competing with any of the bigger online stores.
Right.
So if they had like a big, like their own online store, and they had all sorts of campaigns and point systems and things like that, like what they do here, then I think that could very well, impact the sales of not only USA Gundam, but other stores as well too.
Yeah, that would then impact any of us that obviously sell online, and then it would impact brick and mortar stores too here in the US. I would assume, but yeah.
But it seems like probably they don't need to do that. Like that just they're having no problem selling loads of stuff already just by distributing it. And so opening a store, I think, is like probably would make the most sense, as not having an online store and just having it just the store where people can go in like a popular area.
Yeah.
LA or San Francisco or something like that, probably. Yeah.
It'd be cool.
Yeah, it's cool. I enjoy popping in now and then. I can tell you though, they're definitely not the cheapest place to buy. I mean, so if we're looking like for like the cheapest prices, I don't know how it would compare there, but I would assume it would still be. It's not like you'd be able to go there and save a ton of money by going to the store and buying it. That just wouldn't happen, I don't think.
Yeah.
All right. Enzon Zio asked, which Zeon suit should get an MG? Cough Zuda. So he votes for Zuda. Any other ideas of a Zeon suit you'd like to see as an MG?
Trying to think here. I think the Barlant would be a Barlant, however you pronounce that. That would be a pretty cool master grade. I think I would like.
It's a EFSF suit.
Is it really?
Yeah.
No. Oh man.
And the later, actually, well, I guess it's a Titan suit.
Yeah.
Originally an EFSF suit.
Yeah. I guess that doesn't really.
It is a really cool. I mean, it seems like it should be a Zeon suit, right?
Yeah.
It's got that enemy look to it, right? And I guess it was the enemy in Zeta.
I was thinking. I guess in Unicorn they use it.
Yeah. I always think of it more in Unicorn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though it was in a few episodes of Zeta, but like it's just so much more memorable in Unicorn.
Yeah. Then so Mark 5, right? Mark 4.
The one from Sentinel?
The purple one.
Yeah. blue,
not purple,
bluish,
bluish. Yeah, that's
blue with white.
Mark 5, right?
That would
Is
also
that
be
a Fetty suit?
that would be New Decitus, which I
New
think
Decitus.
they were. I forget offhand the backstory of that. New Decitus was a branch off of Titans as well. I want to say maybe I don't remember offhand.
Man.
But yeah. Also a Titan suit looks like they're saying. But
All right, we'll just go with Kishatria.
Neo Zeon, that
Yeah,
works.
we'll
Yeah.
go with that. That's
For me, there's loads of MSV Zeon stuff that I would love to see. I mean, like any like the Desert Zaku or like the like prototype Dom, things like that. Some of those ones where you got like the old like 80s 1/44 scale, like little MSV kits. To see one of those like cool designs adapted to an MG would be awesome. I'd like to see that. There's a bunch though. I mean, actually, probably my number one pick though would have to be the Saikomu Zaku. When we were talking about that before, the white one with the booster legs. That'd be great.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
A lot of Neo Zeon kits, Neo Zeon ones, not Neo Zeon, Neo Zeon, from Unicorn, I think would be cool.
Yeah. Definitely.
Especially the grunt suits from there. The was it the Gira Zulu and Gira? Someone said that in the chat. Someone said that.
The Z Zulu, another one.
Yeah, those would be pretty cool. I think as masquerades. I don't think we really got grunt suit anything.
No, I mean like the Rezel.
High grade. Yeah, that was. So masquerade from that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. I really wonder if they ever had plans to do a Gira Zulu master grade, because they made a handful of master grades from Unicorn, including the Rezel, which is a grunt suit, and they made a couple different versions of that in master grades. So it's kind of surprising that they didn't make a Gira Zulu as well.
Yeah, maybe it'll come soon.
Well, I think it's very likely that it will come out too, and also there's a bunch of different variations as well that they can make P Bandai exclusives out of. So I really don't know why they haven't made that yet. I'm sure it's only a matter of time.
Yeah,
I agree. That would be a cool one as well. All right. Then 89 Atherin said, I know you have touched on this before, but can you restate what all you get with USA Gundam Store membership? Refresh everyone's memory about what membership entails.
What was the question? I'm sorry.
What? Just explain about the membership. I think he's just interested in membership and so wants to know what you get with that.
Yeah, so you get a 15% off discount code with the membership, and then you get a free kit that we ship out every month to you. And then there's a members page that you are able then to access as long as you are a member. And on there, we put like damage kits sometimes go on there. Special sales for certain kits go on there sometimes. So just kind of keep an eye on that too if you are a member. Different things kind of go up and down that every other day. But like you said, you do get that kind of 15% off, and that kit sent out to you every month that you get like a random kit for free.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. And last one here from YouTube. Mr. 26 said, since rumors have been going around that China will get a 1-to-1 scale Freedom Gundam. First of all, have you heard about that that's actually true? I'm still a little hesitantly curious about that.
Yeah, I don't know. Until there's like an official announcement.
I
don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, his question is, if the US was to get one, what Gundam do you think it would be? So I guess he's asking realistically, what do you think it would be? But I guess you could also include what you would personally like it to be.
Yeah.
Let me just say that he said he thinks it would be the Wing Zero or Barbatos because of the popularity of those series.
Yeah, that's probably exactly what I was gonna say. Most likely, probably like the Wing Zero Custom. I would think would get it, honestly, just because this would kind of more got the US into Gundam. Barbados, IBO is huge over here. So, that's a possibility, but I would still think the Wing.
I wonder, though, about like number one, I think that the wing is not very likely just logistically because the wings would be too hard to make in 1-to-1 scale. Same thing with the Freedom Gundam. This is why I'm kind of curious about if that's even possible. They'd have to make like separate supports just for the wings, which is possible, but I think it'd be more reasonable to make something that doesn't have a big giant wings on the back. But I wonder if Wing Gundam is what got a lot of us into Gundam, but there's a lot of fans who are more new fans, like our generation, right? It kind of got into that when it was on Toonami back in the day, but there's a lot of more people who have also gotten into it, like with Double O, Seed, maybe before that as well too. That's probably also kind of our generation a little bit.
Yeah.
But Double O and then Build Fighters, IBO, have each of those like kind of big series have brought in a lot of people as well. So I mean, like the wing is really nostalgic for like us and people who are like have been fans since then. But I think there's probably a big portion of the Gundam as an anime fandom in the US who got into Gundam later on after Wing was like the thing at first,
Yeah.
So I wonder about that. We had to do some kind of poll or something, but any other thing like realistically that you think that it would be? No, I mean
Exia, I think is a good running. If it was, that's a good question. I mean, Bandai markets specific things towards the U.S. because it's popular here in the U.S.
Yeah.
That kind of hits those two. It'd be a little. It would. I see what you're saying. Logistics wise, it would just be, I guess, in my eyes, maybe a little weird if it wasn't one of those two series.
Yeah.
But I mean, it could honestly be anything they want. Really.
Yeah. Or what they'll do is they'll make a new one there in Japan and they'll just send the unicorn over to America.
Yeah, possibly. Or
just
maybe
get the
they'll do
hand-me-down.
another RX-78. Maybe, who knows? If they did one.
I was really surprised that they didn't make a Zaku after the Gundam, but who knows? Maybe someday.
Didn't they do for a event over there, like not a 1-to-1 Zaku, but it was like a 1-to-10 or 1-to-20. So it was pretty big. That they had for an event over there. There's a Zaku and RX-78 or somewhere.
That was in China or Hong Kong, I believe. I think that was there. Possibly in Japan at some point as well too, but yeah, I know that was a thing in China. I think it was. They had that. All right, switching over to the Facebook questions here. Shay asked, "What made you get into Gunpla? Favorite Gundam anime series? Favorite Gundam, and favorite Gunpla?" I think he's just like hitting all the most common questions. So I'm also kind of wondering if he's doing that on purpose, but and he asked like 15 questions and there's a lot more.
Yeah, we'll go off of those 3.
Okay. Anyway,
yeah. What got me into Gunpla? Coming home from school and turn on Toonami, and it was on. That's pretty much what got me into it. And then who doesn't like giant robots? So that's what got me into Gundam. And then Gunpla was just wanting to build my own robot. So there's that. My favorite Gunpla it'd be the Snanju Stein. I just like that design. I like the Snanju, but I'm a Fetty guy, so I like the Stein. Even though I guess it was stolen from the Fetty, so and then what was the third question?
Favorite series.
That's hard. So I liked Wing. Obviously, that's what got me into it. But then I really liked. I fell out of watching Gundam for a while, and then Gundam Seed came on. I want to say it was Toonami as well, but it was not like during prime time, like around 4 to 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern time here. It was more at night, like at 10 o'clock, when they like the second running. So I might have missed it because I was at work. But that got me really back into Gundam, and Gunpla was Gundam Seed. So I would have to say Gundam Seed is my favorite, and then Seed Destiny. I like the designs. The story's a little the designs and stuff like that I like a lot though from Seed.
Yeah, definitely. It's one of those that does get like the series popularity is kind of polarizing. There's a lot of people that love it or hate it, but most people kind of generally like the designs. There's a lot of cool designs. There's some designs like the Freedom and Strike Freedom, I think, are also kind of in that where people either love it or hate it. But a lot of the other ones, like the Dual Buster Blitz, like most people like a lot of the designs from the main Gundams anyway. I mean, I've answered that a million times as well too. But, I mean, the origin story of how I got into Gundam and Gunpla is the same, but just favorite series, again, it's a toss-up between 8th MS Team, Unicorn, and Turn A, kind of for different reasons. They're all kind of quite different series, actually. So there's those. And then I couldn't really nail down a favorite design or favorite kit at all, really. So I just we'll just pass on that one. And yeah, moving on. Let's move on to David's question here, which he says that he has most all of the grunt suits from Seed. Speaking of Seed, he says he's got a bunch of the grunt suits in his backlog, and he wants to know if we've built them and which ones are the best ones, if you could nail down a best one, I guess, or good ones of the bunch. I personally have not built, I think, any HG Seed grunt suits, so I couldn't speak to that. Have you?
I built these Gunner Zaku, and that I think is it. I mostly build master grades whenever I have time. I built a few high grades here and there, and a few real grades, but that's the only high grade I built from Seed or Seed Destiny, and that's pretty much all the grunt suits is high grades. So I would have to say that one because I don't have any other knowledge on building any of the others.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of just not even grunt suits, but any Seed kit HGs, like some of the more recent ones. Like I've built like the Revive ones and Forward, but of the original series of HGs, I don't even know if I've built any of them, actually, to be honest. I've heard generally they're not very good, and I don't really like a lot of the design and proportions of a lot of them don't really look good in my opinion, so that's why I've kind of stayed away from them for the most part. There are some really cool designs among those. Like he mentioned a couple of the ones that he has, like the Deep Arms CU, I don't know how to pronounce that, but the High Mobility Jin. There's some of those designs that are really super cool. I just am sad that the HG looks so derpy. They're great. Like the box art is amazing, and every time I see them like at the store, I think like, yeah, that's such a cool design, and like look at how like the kit actually looks like.
They made a bunch of those like high grade.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot.
And then they did the was it not the Astray? There's tons of Astray ones. But
it's like Seed MSV and Astray and stuff like that too. Yeah.
Did they just announce? Was it a real announcement, that Seed MSV thing, or was that kind of part of that Chinese thing?
I don't know. I don't know if I've seen anything about that actually.
Yeah, I saw something. So I don't know if it's true or not, but it was around that same time that China thing got announced. So who knows?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't think I saw anything about that. I couldn't say. But yeah, I don't know. I would say just telling you which one you should build first. Go for it. Draw a number. Get a little sticky note, put a number on each one, and then draw a number. There you go.
Good idea.
One asked, what kind of paint would you recommend for hand brushing plastic models? Is it a good idea to do so? It's not necessarily a good or bad idea, I'd say. I think it can be done well, certainly. I think airbrushing is probably easier.
Yeah. I don't know if I've ever hand brushed a kit. Like I've hand brushed details, like little things here and there, but I've never hand brushed a whole kit. I usually airbrush and then get the hand brushing out for like small details or weathering or something like that.
Yeah. But just based on what you know, is there any brand that you know that you might recommend that you guys have there that would be good for that?
I know Vallejo does a pretty good job with hand painting.
Mm.
And correct me if I'm wrong because I've never done it. I know you're supposed to thin down the paint, whatever
Yeah.
paint brand you're using, a lot, and
Yeah.
do multiple coats. Otherwise, you're gonna get paintbrush streaks through it.
Yeah.
So it's gonna take you a lot longer to hand brush. But I think any paint will be fine as long as you thin it down to the right proportion you
Mm.
would need for hand painting. But if you're
Yeah.
using that much thinner, you probably want to use like an acrylic base, like Tamiya or something like that. I would assume.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. Definitely. At least for as far as like Gunpla and most mecha kits, as far as I know, most people usually use acrylic paints for that. Um, the only people that I know really use lacquer paints much for hand painting would be for Maschinen Krieger, because that's kind of like the style.
Yeah.
Of course, Lincoln is a good person to look to for how to do that. Lincoln's channel, but and that's the only thing I've done. I've never hand painted a kit with anything but lacquer and just like in that style. And I've only done that a couple times. So if you're wanting to do like a kind of normal looking Gundam paint finish, it's kind of not really easy to do with hand painting lacquer. You're better off, doing it with acrylic.
Yeah. Vallejo, Tamiya, any acrylic.
Ultimately, Juan, at the end of the day, my advice for you would be to go try to get into hand or to airbrushing, probably, unless there's really a specific finish that you want that's like better achieved through hand brushing. If you're just wanting to just get into painting in general, I would say probably airbrushing is probably what you want to get into. But let's go ahead to Patrick here. What determines what sticker goes into orders? I'm looking forward to the Shinanju and got the powering up robot again.
So yeah, we still have them now. So if you ordered, I want to say it was the 9th, maybe it was the 10th of this month. We got them a little late, and I think it was just because of the size of the sticker. The production of the sticker just took a little bit longer. You'll get that in there. You only get like the other stickers if we run out. So I know we ran out of the RX-78 one 2 days before the end of June. We'll probably run out of the Snaju one here pretty shortly. If you didn't get one and you want one and you ordered after the 9th, just send us an email and we can try to get you one out. The Barbados one will be here. It is here now, so we'll have them for August 1st. So the first order shipping out in August, we'll get one, but it's when your order ships. So if it ships when we have the sticker, you will get the sticker.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, just send. It seems like just send email, but there's also a bunch of replies. I think he and a couple of people were talking in the replies to that comment, sorting it out about trading or something. But
gotcha. We'll also have the first 3 stickers up for order here soon, so you'll be able to order all 3. Actually, you'll be able to order 4. There'll be a bonus sticker that you'll only be able to get in that pack, but
as like a set.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Then let's go here to David. He said, with the release of the RG Evangelion model, what are the chances of getting the Gaia Notes Eva paint series?
So the fun thing here is licensing, and probably not.
Yeah.
Probably I'm gonna go with a 0% chance, unless you order it from Japan and get it shipped over.
Yeah. In my review a couple weeks ago now of the Eva Unit 0, I showed those paints in the review, and I've seen now a few people have asked me about that since then. Like, do you know where I can get those in America? Sorry, I don't think you got to order them from abroad.
Yeah, so I know also Gaia, I believe most of the paints are out here in the US, and they haven't gotten a shipment in a while for us to be able to order them. So I think most Gaia paints right now, your best bet would be a Japan-based store, but hopefully I get some here soon. But any licensed paint like that, like Gaia does a really cool job of tailoring paint lines. They have a Frame Arms Girl line, the Evangelion line. The only problem with that, though, is when you come here to the US, people own the rights to those, and then you got to pay licensing. So even if they did do that and they somehow agreed on a price, it would be more expensive than what it should be, honestly. But just because there's that licensing fee that goes in with that.
Yep, that's the bummer.
Yeah,
some really great colors. And I mean, I wonder, I guess, it depends on who owns the rights there in America, right? Because there's also like the Virtual On line, the Votoms line, Dogram line. So
so if Guy had decided somehow to keep the color the same and just rename it and then have a different packaging, we'd be set. That's all they need to do. I don't know how hard that would be for them to do in their warehouse or factory to do that. Yeah, they'd have to redesign the label and stuff, but
it's kind of like a novelty thing a little bit as well too, right?
Yeah,
and if they're not able to have like the Eva sticker on there, right, then it's kind of like not as special.
Right.
Yeah, bummer.
Yeah.
All right, Ricardo asks, will the MG F91 twin Vspr ever get out of customs?
So yeah, we've gotten a bunch out of customs actually, and then we've got a few more still there that for some reason they can't find. But we'll make sure if you ordered one, we'll make sure you get it by middle of next month for sure.
Is that the P-Bando backpack set one he's talking about?
Yeah, one that was released like a year and a half ago or more. Yeah.
There you go. So that's like just a box of P-Bandai kits that you're waiting for?
Yeah. Every now and then customs like to hold a bunch of stuff. And then you fill out all the fun paperwork and then it still is just there. And then you call them and call them and call them and we'll get to it when we get to it. So
fun times.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's another reason why we don't really put P-Bandai up for pre-orders anymore. So things like that.
All right, then Jeremy wants to know, as usual, someone's asking about ArtStation as well.
So ArtStation, I honestly thought it would have been here this Monday. It was in New York, left New York the 17th, which was Friday, to get to Orlando. So I would assumed it would have got to Orlando over the weekend and then come from there to us, but we still don't have it yet. That's on my things to call about today. So it's I'm assuming it's here in Florida. I don't think it would take that long, from New York to Florida. So it went to California, then for some reason didn't go to customs in California. It went to New York and cleared customs there. And then from there, it was left, like I have the report where it left there the 17th. So I'm assuming it's in Orlando and they just haven't gotten it out to us, but I mean, literally any hour. Hopefully it should be here.
Fingers crossed. Are you do you know what you're expecting of that? It's like a pallet or 2 pallets or something like that. It's gonna be a lot.
Yeah, it's from the picture I got. It's like 6 pallets of stuff. I don't know how much that is though, because I've never gotten a shipment from them, so I don't know how big they're. What's in the box. If it's just 1 item per box, that might not be a lot. If it's like 10 items per box, I mean, I know what we ordered, so we're getting a lot of stuff in. I'm just kind of curious to see how their packaging is.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure I said this in the last episode too, that once you guys get those in, because people ask about it every time, so I'm sure you'll post it onto social media and let everyone know straight away.
No, we'll have a picture, and then we already have another order in with them that hopefully will be shipping out soon to us as well.
And just a shout out to those of you guys who are watching live. If this is your first time watching live, I'm not reading the questions off the live chat at the moment because we posted on the other different social media pages to gather questions up first. So I'm taking the questions off of YouTube, Facebook, Instagram first, and then we'll get to your guys' live questions. So if you guys are watching live and you want to ask questions live, just hang on to your questions for the time being. We're getting through everyone else's questions that were already posted first. So just to clear that up. This is the last one off Facebook, though, and then we'll get to a couple off of Instagram. Then next, this one is from Isaiah, and he wants to know any word on older 00 kits like the Gadessa and the Garazo getting restocks anytime soon. Do you know?
So I haven't seen those two get a reprint. So when we order about 3 months in advance, and I don't remember seeing any of those on there. And they come in waves. So you'll see 1 month we'll get a restock of a bunch of IBO kits, and then another month we'll get a restock of a bunch of seed kits, and then a bunch of 00 kits. So they do come in waves. So usually when they make an IBO or not IBO, a 00 wave, we can look on there, and usually we get the stuff up for back order if we're make sure we're getting it in. But I don't remember seeing those on any order form. But I can look. You can send us an email, and then I can go and I can actually dig in and take a look and see if any of those are supposed to come in. But I don't. I think we just got our 00 wave. And
not including those kits.
Yeah, unfortunately, because we just got the GN Archer just came in, like a whole bunch of 00 kits. This early this month and now are getting replenished, and I want to say a bunch of seed kits are coming in next month, but they do mix in stuff, even though it's a more of a seed restock. They do mix in other things here and there. So.
Cool. All right, let's then move over to Instagram, and here Blame It on Rico has said, does USA Gundam sponsor Gundam builders? Well,
yes.
Yes. But I think this is when we had last episode, you talked about this as well too, but
we do for sure. We even, if you go to our website, we have a page called our partners page where we have all of our sponsors and partners on there, and then all their videos are uploaded right away once they post them. So it's a good place to kind of see everyone that we sponsor. Really great content. If you want to learn stuff, there's always something new up there. There's new videos getting posted from somebody at least once a day. So yeah, but Zach, I mean, we originally started sponsoring Zach a few years ago, and so he was actually one of our first people that we sponsored. So.
I guess so. Yeah. And we talked about this in the last episode as well too, and as you said, there's also kind of varying levels of what that really entails for people, but from like a kid or something like that too.
Yeah, there's definitely varying levels. It depends on obviously how much content you're producing or they're producing, how much followers. I mean, there's a lot of things that go into it, but if you have something and you're interested in seeing what, you can always send us an email and we can let you know.
Sure. All right. Then Steambot said, if we pre-ordered stuff that was supposed to come in July and it comes in, say, August, can we still get the Shinanju sticker? Thank you.
So if you want the Shinanju sticker and your kit is not going to get shipped out in time, send us an email and we can make sure that we hold some and put a note on your order to make sure it goes in there. But you got to send us an email so we get that.
There you go. All right. Star Saber 2 said, will USA Gundam carry later waves of Micro Wars, and will they carry Ensemble? The Micro Wars ones, right?
Yeah, I know Micro Wars. I don't know Ensemble.
Mostly Ensemble, they're kind of like Converge. Anyway, that type of candy toys. Right.
Okay. So Ensemble, probably Converge. I think we talked about this before. Bandai watches these videos and they do listen to the questions, and then they do read the comments, and they get feedback, not just from our videos, from other people's videos and things like that. And then requests that I have and other stores have, they all take in consideration. So I don't think I'm allowed to say anything, but Bandai did hear the Converge thing, so there might be something in the works. Fingers crossed that we can get more of that. So we'll see. Ensemble, probably not.
Not that you know of.
Yeah, I know of. I know Micro Wars. We actually do have all the other waves. They're here in our storefront, and I think we only put the first wave on our website. So I can get all the other ones up there though for whoever wants them.
Again, I think that would also just be a case of if there's if you're saying that you do have more than what's on the site, like if someone was looking for a specific one that's not on the site, they could also just email you.
Yeah, you can definitely email us. We can, if there's something you want from a specific series of them.
I not too long ago picked up a couple of them to check out. So these are on my to-do list. The Sazabi and the Hildorf tank. So yeah, they're kind of weird little things, but I wanted to check them out, see what they're like. So I'll be playing with those sometime in the near future. If any of you guys watching are unfamiliar with the Micro Wars stuff, what we're talking about, I'll be reviewing a couple of these in the near future. But they're weird, aren't they? Have you like?
I played with one, and then like you can put the pilots. I know you can in the first one. You can put the pilots in the actual mobile suits and stuff, but
the thing with these,
they're different.
It looks weird, right?
Yeah,
they have like you can see that there. Yeah. That's kind of blurry, but
yeah, it's different. It's something kind of cool. It's like almost like a Converge model kit in a way.
Sort of, yeah. The proportions are similar to that, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Side 7 Studios said, "Is there a video of the USA Gundam Store Nipper in action? I'm due for an upgrade and would love to see a clip of its clip."
Yeah, I believe there should be a few. If they're not out yet, they will be out. I know Chris Pabs got some. I know Joel. I believe Joel made a video, if I remember correctly. True Gunpla.
Yeah, I think he was saying he's working on the video for that. He posted a image and he posted like some first thoughts about that I saw, but I think he said he was working on the video to come out in the near future.
Yeah, so there'll be a few videos right now that are currently in the works that should be posted pretty shortly. So
it's a hot and fresh item, so
it's
very, very soon.
Some are on their way to USAC, so
yes, I don't have them yet, so I couldn't. I don't have any video out yet either.
Yeah.
But yeah, as soon as I get those in, I'll make a video about that too. If you want a second or third opinion, depending on how many people have already had their videos out at that point. But yeah, I'll do a video as well if you're interested in my thoughts about that. Those of you guys watching, once I get those. But yeah,
awesome.
I'm sure it's basically just going to be chip chip. Yep, they're great nippers. There we go. But I know how people, especially for like nipper reviews and things, people want to like really super like scientific, detailed video. So I'll do my best.
If I had a better camera, we could clip some stuff here and I could show, but I don't know if that would even pick up. I can try.
Yeah. It's all right. No. Soon enough, there'll be videos. I'm sure Joel will have his out anytime as well too, so I'm sure that'll be good. All right, Jeffy says, "I know July isn't over, but any word on the Sakura Wars kits?" So there's a couple of new Sakura Wars kits out, I think.
Yep, a lot of that stuff should hopefully be here soon. I have not gotten any invoices for it yet, so if I get something today or tomorrow, it'll be here before the end of July. If I get it, honestly, probably after that, like Tuesday, Wednesday next week, it probably will be here first week of August. So
there you go. Very soon. Patience. Staggered Beam says, "Since Bandai introduced a new franchise to the RG lineup with Evangelion kits, do you think that other series will too? Things like RG Mazinger or Full Metal Panic, for example." This is one I think we touched on before as well. And
yeah. Do I see them doing it anytime soon? Probably not. it. I would assume it would just have to be on the popularity of the item that they currently have out there. So, Mazinger kits, does it warrant the popularity of the kits they have out now? Does it warrant moving it into another line? And would it sell well on that line? So I think that would be their deciding factor. I know the Ava kits sold really well in the high grade line that they had, and they've done extremely well in the real grade line. So, you might see other ones of those probably coming. But as far as a Mazinger or Full Metal Panic, probably no time soon, anytime soon.
Yeah, I think it was like Evangelion is a huge franchise, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, anything close to that. I mean, Full Metal Panic is popular enough, but it's not anywhere near. I think, like, I don't know, Macross could be something that they could do.
They could. The only thing I don't see why they wouldn't is because they couldn't bring that to the U.S. market.
Yeah, there's that,
Yeah.
and yeah, that would be a big problem, of course, for one, but also Ultraman as well too. I think when we talked about this question before, I didn't think about it. And I thought about it later, and I thought, yeah, actually, like an RG Ultraman, they've made it like they're making a good handful of those kits, the HG kits, or they're not HG, the figurized kits.
Right.
They should be doing, like, I can assume they're selling well enough that possibly an RG, and it also kind of fits. It'd be very similar to the Ava kits. It fits to like what would be good as an RG.
Right.
Like the kind of engineering that would have to go into that as an RG to do an Ultraman suit, I think would make sense.
Yeah, it's possible.
But yeah, again, it just comes down to the popularity. I don't know actually how popular it really is or not. Ultraman obviously is a huge franchise as well too, and like it dates back and has like tons of fans. But not sure,
I don't know. I know. What was it, a common rider kits? That's a possibility too. Those do better actually here in the U.S. wise for me anyways. Those do better than Ultraman.
Oh really?
So that might be, and I know that's pretty big. So that's a possibility too, I guess.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, but for me, as someone who doesn't know anything about Kamen Rider at all, it just seems like there's so many different ones. Like, I don't know if there's like one kind of like main one that's like the main, like most popular one that they would do. I don't know which one they would choose, but I assume there's probably one that's like the more popular one than others.
Yeah, I'm not a Kamen Rider fan really at all. I know nothing about it.
Yeah.
At all. So I'm sure there is.
Gotta get on there. Gotta do your research on that.
I do.
All right. Rope Z said, when will Kotobuke Hexagear Bulk Arm Beta Standard Type pre-order ship out for a specific item there? Kotobuke has them in stock now.
We just got a shipment today, so they might be in that pallet that we got from them today. I'm not sure.
Oh, like Hexagear stuff specifically, or just like Koto stuff in general?
Koto in general. I believe there's some Hexagear. When I walked by it, I think I saw a box for that, and I think there's some their figures in there. It's just one pallet, so I'm sure there's something in there. Hopefully.
And according to him, he said Kotobukiya has them in stock now. I'm assuming he's meaning like the Kotobukiya site.
Yeah. So if they have it in stock, then if it's not on this, we usually get it a week or so after, because they'll get it in and they put it up for in stock for them, and then they ship us ours.
Yeah.
So if it's on there, if it's not on this pallet, it'll be here within a week or two, I would assume.
Yeah. There you go. Nash Lakeski said, any updates on the P Bandai F91 Twin Vspr set? It's the same question about that particular P Bandai kit again. Hopefully soon. Hypernetic said, any chance PG Freedom and PG Exia lighting model will be back in stock anytime soon?
So I'm assuming he's talking about Strike Freedom perfect grade.
Yeah.
Yes. There's a container on its way that will be here probably in the next week to 2 weeks that has all the real grades. The Exia's on, or perfect grades, I mean. The Exia's on there, the Strike Freedom's on there, Unicorn Banshee, all of them are on that.
There you go. that would include, like, as far as you know, as far as you can remember, both like versions of the X, yeah?
No, so the lighting one, I don't think Bandai, and I could be completely wrong, but I'm pretty sure that was a one and done type thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm 99% sure that was like a DX type set. So it's still, and one of the reasons why I say that is they haven't made any since that, and the only thing that they've reproduced is the regular one, and then they also made the LED set
Sold separately.
right. So I don't see why they would make the LED set sold separately if you're gonna, yeah.
If you can just buy this set,
right?
Yeah. So it basically like what they do with the unicorn.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'm 99.9% sure that was a limited edition type thing when they did the first release.
Interesting. Another example where I didn't know that was the case actually myself as well too. What was the other one that we were talking about that before a few weeks ago? I think it was the RG Ava kits or something like that. Like the DX sets were not going to be available in the future.
Right. Usually if it says DX, that's just I mean, what does it mean? Deluxe is what the abbreviation for. But the way Bandai, from what I've experienced, if it has that DX on it, it's a one and done. They did it with the Dragon Ball Z figurized kits. They did too. Like you get Vegeta and Trunks in one set, and then you could get Goku and Krillin in one set, and then they never released those ever again, other than one time. But the lighting edition doesn't have that on it. But I don't know. It's kind of
like a special version anyway, right?
Yeah.
Well, good to know. It's good to know that ahead of time rather than later for that type of thing, you know, so people can know like, oh, I better get it then. But as long as you're able to get the kit and the lighting kit separately, I mean, it's still ultimately the same thing, right?
Yeah.
As long as the price is about the same, which I imagine it probably is. So.
Yeah, it's close. You just don't get the nice box art and stuff, but that's about it, really. Everything else is the same.
Yeah. All right, we'll switch over to taking some live questions here in a minute. Let me just take a couple more from the Instagram page. So if you guys are watching and you want to ask any questions, you can go ahead and post those there in the chat, and I'll hang on to those for us to get to in just a minute. But Heinberg here on Instagram said, what's a beginner-friendly airbrush and compressor? He's moving up from spray cans.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know top quality airbrushes, but beginner ones, honestly, most Gunpla airbrushing, you're painting the whole part. You're not, from my experience anyways, you're not really doing tiny little details. So I'm sure any cheaper one you can find on Amazon would be fine to start with, honestly.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing that there's not really necessarily, I don't think, there's like low and high quality, but there's not like the learning curve on them would be the same. You know, something that's beginner friendly. It has a beginner learning on a really expensive, super high quality one and learning on a really cheap, low quality one. It's going to be basically the same experience unless you get like a really crappy one that like is really bad and like doesn't work. Then that would probably not be a good experience as a beginner. It would probably turn you off of airbrushing. So you're probably better off. And this is usually the advice that I give to people as well too. Don't buy the absolute cheapest thing that you can get just because you're a beginner and you just want to try it out and get used to it, and then you're going to buy a more expensive one later, because then you're just basically kind of wasting the money. Just get a good solid one from the start, and just that's one that you can use for a long time. You're not buying two.
Yeah, and do some research, because there are differences. I forget what they call it. I want to call it a two-stage, but I don't think that's the right name. Because some airbrushes you can just pull the trigger back and it gives you the same airflow and flow. Whereas your little bit more expensive airbrushes, you can actually push that trigger down. I believe is how it works on most of them. And you actually can control the airflow, not just the paint flow with them. So kind of that would be, I think, the only real big learning curve or difference in more expensive airbrushes versus less expensive, other than the needles too. I guess the needle size or.
Yeah, I mean, it's all most like most airbrushes come with probably like a 0.3 size needle. I mean, the only reason you would get something different is if you were looking intentionally for like a specific smaller or larger needle, probably. And yeah, as far as the trigger that you're talking about, like, single versus double action,
there's
airbrush, and yeah, I mean, like, double action is like, yeah, there's 2 stages to it, but I mean, like, it's the difference between doing this and doing this. You know, it's not really that much of a difference. So like, I've started off with a dual action. That's all I've ever used, and it's fine. It like wasn't like difficult to use at first.
Nice.
So I think I would say this, and probably most people would recommend just getting a dual action as well too. Single action, there's some uses for, but generally just dual action. Get one, and again, there's different uses for this, but generally, I think gravity feed cup is generally what most people use. It's what I use. I think it's what most Gunpla builders use. And yeah, as far as compressors go, just make sure you've got something that has a regulator on it so that you can adjust the air pressure, and then also something with a moisture trap as well. Important things to have on there. Having a tank, not really necessary, but I would advise getting a compressor that has a tank as well. So your flow is more consistent, and it's not constantly running. So that would be my advice to you. And there's a lot of, I mean, with those criteria, there's a lot of very, very affordable compressors. I find, and from just because I haven't really tried a lot myself personally, but just from what I've known from talking to people, is that the like name brand on the compressors don't really matter quite as much. There's a lot of like no name brand compressors that, work fine. Airbrushes, maybe like you might want to get a more well-known one, or one that you can find more like reviews and stuff for online, but compressors not as important, I think. But all right, let me see here. Let's take one from Moab, who said, are there any RGs you guys would recommend for someone who has built only HGs? A starter RG, basically.
A starter RG? I mean, you can go with, I guess, the beginning ones, because they're not as complex, like the RX-78 and the Zaku's, I would assume.
Probably a bit more finicky, though, prone to breaking, which
maybe
might be a turnoff to some people.
I don't know. I mean, honestly, if you've built a kit, you can build any kit. It just takes maybe a little bit more time. So, and I think we've been asked this question, I mean, in different ways and with different, lines of product. And it really, I think we always go down to, if you built a kit, you can always build a kit. It might take you a little longer. Yeah. So you'll find something that's, aesthetically pleasing to you, or a design that you like. Because if you've built high grades, it's not like you're gonna open that up and be like, oh crap, I can't do this.
Yeah, definitely. That said, I mean, like, before we were talking about like what are some of the best RGs, and I think pretty much choose any one of those. You're guaranteed to have a good experience, I think. That said, the crossbow in particular does have a lot of really super tiny pieces. So if that's something that you think is going to be maybe hard for you for whatever reason, then maybe not starting off with the crossbone. But any of the other ones, like the Sazabi is very big. So starting off like with something like that, and that one also doesn't have a lot of the pre-built inner frame parts, so you don't really need to worry about that.
When did they stop doing most of the pre-built stuff?
I want to say with the Talgis, maybe was the first one that really had like barely any of that pre-built frame in it, as far as I can remember. But yeah, after that, and like a lot of the recent ones have not really had a bunch of that, unless it's like the Johnny Ridden's Zaku, which is just based off of the old Zaku. So it's got that. But.
No, that was like a big thing, like one of the things for the real grades, and then they kind of shied away from that in the most recent ones.
Yeah, and it does seem like a bit of a shame, because that was, like you said, kind of part of the gimmick of what made RG was that it had that pre-built RG frame, and without that, it just doesn't like seem the same. But the kit's good, so
Yeah.
you can't complain.
Right.
But yeah, it does seem a bit odd. Yeah. All right. Silver said, what happened to the orders that were released that were already released but never been restocked? I think this is a question of stuff that had a bunch of back orders, probably.
Stuff that's already released. That I mean, if you have back orders, that you're just waiting on, I guess, the back order item to come in.
Based on the question, I'm assuming that maybe he didn't order it, but he was waiting for restock, and he knows the kit was restocked, and he wanted to order it, but it never became available on the site because the restock just all went to back orders, basically.
Okay. So yeah.
I think that's basically probably what happened.
So if it still says back order, that means that we're still getting more in. If it says sold out now, then it's sold out. I don't know.
Sorry. Yeah. But like you talked about this before too, in that usually you try to make it so that people are only able to back order as much as like the kits that you're expecting. So
yeah. So when we put up kits for back order, we'll get we send in our orders, and then usually we get what we order in. They might split it and give us some at one point, and then like a week later give us the rest of it or something like that. But what we do is we'll put up on the site so that it can't over order. So usually what's up there, so if it says back order and sold out, that means we sold out of everything that we should be getting in. So that'll happen occasionally. Or the bigger thing that happens is we get it in, say we order 24 of a kit and we sell back order, we sell 12 of them. Well, when we send out our email or it goes up for that it's in stock, anyone that hit to get an email notification when it comes in stock, those emails go out right away to all those people. So then all those people jump on the website and then pretty much buy the rest of whatever's left of that kit. So usually when we get stuff in, if we didn't get a whole bunch of it, usually it's gone that day or the next day because those people signed up for that email. So if there is a kit that you want, that you're looking for, that's not in stock yet, sign up for the email because that's probably the best way, or back order it. If you back order it, you're going to get one. If you don't want to back order it, sign up for the email, and then, it's kind of off to the races at that point once you get that email. Because we get a lot of emails where people were like, hey, I just got the email, it was back in stock, but now it's sold out again.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, it was in stock when you got the email. But
come and gone.
Yeah, because you'd be surprised how many, I get reports for stuff, but like when we're out, just for example, the Sazvi for cost up for back order right now. So you can back order it, and we have a bunch coming in, but let me look now and give you guys the real. So right now there's 300 plus emails. So once that gets in stock, 300 plus emails will go out to all those people that requested an email for when it comes back in stock. So say we only get
just that kit.
Right. So say, and for example, we only have probably a few hundred coming in. Of those few hundred, probably a few hundred are already back ordered. So 50 are left. Those 300 people are probably going to, gobble them up pretty quickly. So things like that is like the back end workings of the back order, pre-order stuff, I guess.
All right, I'm gonna get you, because we're gonna wrap up here pretty soon, but there's a handful that I want to try to get through, so I'm gonna give you some rapid fire here. There's just one last one from Instagram, so I'll just take that and then we'll get back to some more live questions here. But on Instagram, Gunpla Newbie said the HGUC Neo Zeon pre-orders. Any news on? Are you expecting more of those?
Yeah, so we were supposed to get a bunch in. They were on a order form, I want to say for November or December last year, and they just kind of been pushed back. If you ordered one, they are coming. I can we'll get an email out to everyone that has them on back order with more information on that.
Okay. All right, then here K10 said, any build offs in the near future? Anything planned?
Yes, playing with you, anyways.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think he means like in person,
Oh,
or
in person, like build days.
I don't know actually. Now that you mention it, but
Yeah.
I
So
was assuming he meant build up in person
yeah.
kind of thing. But
So build days here. Hopefully we can get going next month, probably towards the end of August. But I just have to wait and see. Florida's kind of falling apart here, so
yeah. But yeah, if the question was referring to like just contests, then yes, we're planning a contest to start in August as well too. So we'll let you guys know more about that next month. As far as something that I'm going to run with USA Gundam Store. Then let's see. Rezwan said he wants to know about the Gundam markers. Is there Gundam markers coming back in stock soon?
Should be in stock next week. They're already on their way to us. I don't know though. Like, well, I know we're getting them in, but as far as I don't know, as far as GSI production capacity, because we gobble up a bunch of them, and I just think overall anything that has to deal with Gundam or Gunpla has been selling way more than normal. So just get it when it's in stock. That's kind of my best advice if you want it.
All right. Ruffles said, will the PG Unicorn LED lights be available soon?
So next month, probably towards the end of next month, they should be in stock.
There you go. This one, I'm not sure what exactly he's asking about here. Do you know when you might be getting the SD red hair Shinanju? I'm not sure what that means. Is there
It might be the
Sangokuden one?
Yeah. Because they came in stock. We sold all the pre-order ones, and then I can ask Bandai and find out. If you send us an email, Patrick, I can respond to you.
Yeah, there you go. Because those were like I heard like in Japan they were like a Gundam base exclusive thing, but
I know they had a Sinanju that was on a motorcycle, but I don't know if that was the red hair one. I don't know. I'd have to look.
All right. Let's see. Mercenary said, do you think there should be an MG Zeta 3.0?
Sure, why not? I mean, the 2.0 is not a bad kit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's an older kit, but I mean, it's not a. I think the only 3.0 they've ever really done is the RX-78.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So I don't think they'll do that anytime soon.
Yes, I would imagine probably if there's anything else that's going to get a 3.0 anytime in the near future, it would probably be the Zaku.
Yeah.
That's kind of how they went with the 2.0s. But yeah, that's tough to say. All right, then I think, let's see, not that one. I wanted to click the wrong one. This one here. Is the MG RX-78 3.0 a good and chill kit? I think he means cheap.
Yeah. So we've actually, I think, talked about this too. So I think good kit. I think I'd recommend the Origins one, Master Grade one, more. I think that was our census. I don't know.
Yeah. I usually, when asked about this, will tell people between the Origin and the 3.0, they're, I think, pretty evenly matched as far as like objectively which one is better. I think they're equally very good. It just comes down to which one you prefer. I like the design of the Origin one just because it's a little bit more unique. It comes with 2 beam rifles instead of a 1, and it also comes with some effect parts, which is nice. But the 3.0 also is a little bit more intricately engineered, which you might like if that's what you like. And it also has more surface detail too. It has a lot of really fine detail, almost like too shallow, some of the detail on it, I think. But yeah. And if you wanted a more traditional Gundam design, like which is basically designed after the 1-to-1 scale Gundam. So just between the two, they're both fantastic kits. I prefer the Origin version, but I loved building the 3.0 as well. I would build another 3.0.
Yeah, and they're both not expensive at all. They're both pretty decent.
Around $40 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not too much. So yeah. All right. That's it for today, guys. I think we got through pretty much everything, which is good. So those of you guys who posted your questions ahead of time, thank you. And those of you guys who were hanging out, watching in the chat live, asking questions, or just hanging out, watching, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Adam, any last words for today?
No, just thank you everyone for tuning in. There's one last question. They asked if we offered warehouse pickup, and we do. Just send us an email. But other than that, guys, no, thanks everyone for tuning in. And
I think he is asking. You're talking about the comment here. This one about the warehouse option.
Yeah.
I think he's asking about the private warehouse option, like what HLJ does.
No, not right now.
Yeah. But we talked about that on past episodes. People have asked that, and what you said at the time was that it's something that we'll look into, but nothing at the moment.
In the works, but no. Thanks, guys, for tuning in.
All right, guys. Yeah, thanks for watching. We'll see you again in 2 weeks' time. So just make sure you're following the USA Gundam TV channel here, and then also on Facebook and Instagram as well, so you can know ahead of time when the episode is going to be. You can post your questions there for the next episode. So see you guys then.
See ya.